Julia Bue-Said from the Advantage Travel Partnership. Morning, Julia.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you're Sophie and mid-trip your airline suddenly goes into administration, what can you do?
It's a really, really difficult situation, and I really feel for Sophie and any customers and particularly staff that are caught up in this. Unfortunately, in Sophie's case, as she's finding out now, she has very little options. Unfortunately, our laws are such that when an airline goes bust, it goes, and the government do not give it the ability to be able to continue operating as an insolvent airline, which they do in other parts of the world. That would enable customers like Sophie to be able to get back to where they wanted to instead of finding themselves stranded. So very, very difficult situation. Very unlikely she'll get her money back because with the company going insolvent, the funds now go to the administrator to clearly pay off the debt. So finding alternative travel arrangements back home or back to London will mean that she will have to pay out again. And unless she has particular insurance, which I hate to say most people just buying a flight only don't have, it's unlikely she'll be able to get those costs covered. So she's going to find herself out of pocket.
And do all those things apply if you haven't left yet? I mean, apart from that, if you haven't left yet, you could decide not to go and then not incur the expenses. But are all the same principles in place?
They are, Andrew, yes, indeed.
But just at least you've got more choices, I suppose, if you're not in the middle of your trip.
Absolutely, you'll have more choice. What we've seen with Flybe, with some of the other airlines, the BAs, EasyJet, Ryanair, they've put on, and actually some of the train operating companies have been very good because they put on some very kind of affordable, if you like, sort of low-cost flight prices, rescue flights, the way they've called them, to help customers in this situation travelling over the next couple of days, if there is availability to be able to jump on one of those flights.
Okay. And why is Flybe in difficulty? Is this symptomatic of wider problems within the budget airline world, or is it just particularly a difficulty with that company that's been sort of close to the edge for a while?
I think the difficulty is, generally, the aviation sector's had a very, very difficult few years, but a lot of the airlines are trading exceptionally well and have got a very robust balance sheet, even coming out of the pandemic. I think when you look at Flybe in the history there, this is guys number 2. This is Flybe number 2. They only really started operating again back at end of early last year. They've really only been operating for about 9 months in this current structure. This is particularly for Flybe, and it's a regional carrier. Hasn't got all the key slots that some of the other airlines have in a very, very competitive marketplace.
Thanks very much indeed, Julia.